Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. That's what I had texted him. Like, you got to watch the time when you do a pre-record because Eric and Freddie have to set up the room. When I No, I know, but you have to set up cameras and fix this and zoom into that. Yes, all that stuff needs to be set up. That's what I'm trying to get to him. Like, bro, hurry up, wait. Yeah, yeah, I know. No, 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 but tell him. I'll text him because we screwed up a scheduling thing. I'll text him. No, no, it's a scheduling between me and Serge. I'll text him. Okay, bye. Okay. Also, does it need to be edited? Okay, great. So it needs to be edited. Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Hmm. Sir, can you hear me? All right. Lisa texted, "Oh snap, we did move it to today. So do you have a 940 guest or you do not have a 940 guest?" Okay, I'll send him the link and we'll try and do it from there live. Hopefully you can hear him and he can hear you. All right, stand by.
With Sergio Sanchez.
Right on. Happy Friday. We got a huge festival starting up in McAllen. It is the annual MXLAN International Festival. It's a celebration of our, you know how I think. I'm thinking food. That's pretty obvious. Which, by the way, we're doing online right now. We're at 710K URV, YouTube Live 710K URV, Facebook Live 710K URV, X Live, all over the social media platforms. They're just getting started. We are programming today from the McAllen Convention Center. It is the MXLAN International Economic Summit. This is day one of the MXLAN Festival. And I was talking with one of their friends at Economic Development earlier this morning. I said, MXLAN, MXLAN. We've been saying MXLAN for the longest time now. So, what is MXLAN? Well, it's a play, like the word, right? The word is a play on Aztlan, with MX being Mexico, the M in MXLAN also representing McAllen. So that M has a dual entendre, dual purpose to it. It's M for McAllen, M for Mexico, MXLAN, Aztlan, which is a reference to the old Aztec culture in Mexico. We'll have a chance to speak about labor. We'll have a chance to speak about economic development and jobs. Freddie, well, you know what I'm going to do right now? Because I'm going to try to hunt down a guest. Go fish. Because when Freddie and I left Freddie left the office first yesterday around 2 p.m. or 3, I don't know. It was around that time that DHS Barbie, Kristi Noem, got canned. President Trump said, "You're fired," right? So we'll go grab that Jeff Benasso conversation. We'll go to that one as the lead. Get some of the news out of the way because I got my friend JT, Jorge Torres from Interlink on the way. I know the mayor, he was over at a physician's office. He was headed this way, so I want to make time for him as well. So let me get all the news stuff out of the way. We'll go to Jeff Benasso in just a little bit. On the big story of the past 24 hours is DHS looking for a new chief up in D.C., of course, very relevant to us because of all the Border Patrol gang, everybody at Customs. Yeah, I think Kristi Noem was in the Valley, was it like 3 months ago, 4 months ago? We didn't get the memo on that one. I missed the picture-taking opportunity on that because it was she and other Border Patrol people. So anyway, got a new DHS chief on the way. Still needs to be approved by the Senate. and I learned this morning he's a mixed martial arts like athlete, a senator up from the state of Oklahoma. So we'll share that audio here in just a little bit. So give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, give me a quick break so I can go grab some of our guests ready. The Sergio Show on Newstalk 710 KURV. This hour of the program is a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Freddie, yes or no? You want to take the interview or you want to pay some bills early? All right, here we go. Let's get that report from Jeff real quick on the firing of Kristi Noem. Go ahead, Freddie. Let's go up to the Chicago area. My buddy Jeff Manasso for Fox News, and he's covering the huge news yesterday. It's amazing how I was texting Freddie, hey, they just canned DHS Barbie, Kristi Noem. And it's like, wow. So here we go. We're addressing that big story from yesterday. The Department of Homeland Security chief, Kristi Noem, fired by President Trump. He was able to do his little shtick from The Apprentice. That was the name of the show, right, Freddie? The Apprentice, right? You're fired.
Yeah.
Kristi Noem out. So I know you got probably a short list of some of the grievances and complaints against her. So let's start there, Jeff.
Yeah, well, everything we know, Serge, that led up to Noem's dismissal started with the chaos in Minneapolis and the messaging coming from DHS, coming from Kristi Noem that the White House wasn't happy about, and it reached the climax.
Come up to the mic. You can hear it
on Tuesday.
JT, you can hear it.
When Senator John Kennedy told reporters that he was offended when he heard about a no-bid contract of over $200 million that DHS spent on ads featuring Noem. She was the star of the ads. One would think by now, if the administration was to spend that kind of money on ads, that the star would be the president himself. So Kennedy called the White House before Noem's testimony in the Senate on Tuesday and told them that he was going to ask her about it. And he says the White House didn't push back on that. During the hearing, Senator Kennedy pinned Noem down on details of the contract and whether or not the president personally approved or signed off on it. She testified under oath that yes, he did. And Kennedy yesterday telling reporters on the Hill that President Trump called him after the hearing to say that he was, quote, mad as a murder hornet, unquote, about Noem's testimony, saying he'd never approved the contract, nor was he aware of it. And then Senator Kennedy says that Trump pitched Senator Mark Wayne Mullen to him and asked him what he thought about him. So it appears that the president was floating firing Noem on Tuesday night after her testimony on the Hill. There's the issue with spending $300 million on new DHS planes. Additionally, there had been frustrations about handling of staff at DHS, as well as repeated allegations of an affair with Corey Lewandowski. When pressed over a potential relationship with a former Trump aide, Noem called the accusations disgusting. But she didn't say no.
Wow.
Both Noem and Lewandowski are married. And we're told by our colleagues in D.C., though, that the straw that broke the camel's back was the Tuesday testimony and the exchange with Senator Kennedy.
Yeah, Freddie and I were talking off air earlier, and last night I was reviewing these headlines as they were coming in. Corey Lewandowski, not a new name in the administration, going back to the previous administration. And Freddie this one said, hey, look at this. Because he said, Lewandowski was getting frisky and fresh with some staff member. I think it was her name was Hope. I think there were some ties between him and Hope Hill. I think it was her name back then. Hope Hicks. And I think she also turned on the president, provided testimony against him at one of those. Had the multiple hearings against the president back during the first administration. But I can't believe Lewandowski is still there. He's and the employee of the American people after all of that. Anyway, back to the new DHS, the candidate to be the new DHS chief, Mark Wayne Mullen, Republican from Oklahoma. I'm assuming that's a safe Republican seat for the Senate. It will be can be replaced by the governor and probably voted in for another Republican. I did not know, Jeff. Did you know this guy was a mixed martial arts fighter at one time?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm learning about it, and he's I was going to say something. He's pretty bad A, but I can't say it on the radio.
I can see that he's got the build for it, and he's got the nose too. His nose is all big old fat, like it's been a punching bag for some time.
Yep.
I'm guessing he's going to be a pretty easy one to vote for. What do you hear from DC? Does he have support among both sides to be the new DHS chief? Because he still needs to go through a confirmation hearing up in D.C.
I mean, yeah, from everything I know, he seems to be well liked on Capitol Hill, though Democrats are going to do what Democrats have been accused of doing, and that's hampered anything with the Trump administration, any progress for the Trump administration. I think it might be an uphill battle. But that said, the first person to say, yeah, I'm voting for him is none other than Pennsylvania's senior Democrat Senator John Fetterman. So he's got a vote there with Fetterman, and we'll see how the process plays out. But President Trump wants Mark Wayne Mullen in place by March 31st. We'll see if that happens. And of course, Mark Wayne Mullen yesterday on the Hill seemed to be just as surprised as all of us, and in fact saying, I'm gonna have to call my wife first. And as they figure it out, but he went on to say that, look, we've got a job to do at DHS, and I'm excited, and we're going to get it done.
Any Democrat opposing Mark Wayne Mullen, he should challenge them to meet him in the Hexagon for a quick exchange, a little quick fight. If he wins, he wins keeping us a new DHS chief. That could be like a great high-dollar pay-per-view event. Maybe we can help pay down.
I'd probably pay for that.
Yeah, pay down some of the national debt with something like that. Have a great weekend, brother. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
You too.
For Fox News from up in the Chicago area, Jeff Manasso. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. You can tell we're on the road because the audio sounds just a little bit different. I'd say it sounds a little bit more pure when we do the online broadcast. We're also broadcasting online at 710 KURV, YouTube 710 KURV, X, Facebook. One of these days, gang over at LinkedIn will figure out, we should do live programming too. Eventually, Zach, Fred, and Joe will cut and paste and post all these conversations on LinkedIn as well. I want to say a special thank you to a friend who's joining me right now, JT, Jorge Torres. JT working OT of late because at Interlink Trade Services, they're dealing with all the potential refunds when it comes to all the tariffs that were charged under the emergency action by the president. The high court said, slap, no, you can't do tariffs on emergency. Okay. The president puts other tariffs in place. All right, so it begs the question. One of the news stories over the past several days, JT, was this legal action where the White House they asked for a 90-day or so. Okay, can you wait for 90 days until we get a plan, right? And the appeals court said no. So obviously the White House is in the mindset that there will be refunds. They're just not in a hurry to do so. And I would imagine that your clientele in import and export, the phones have been ringing off the hook and you've been calculating. Describe for me the typical workday now that that there will be refunds in the near future and they're demanding refunds and they're, I don't know, maybe waiting on other lawsuits to be cleared. Like, what is it like for you right now working overtime at Interlink?
Well, like you mentioned, the CIT has ruled that
Court of International Trade.
The Court of International Trade, They have ruled that they have to issue the refunds. Mm-hmm. Now, they're trying to wait and see if the government is going to put a order like a stay, for additional timing to sort things out. And Customs has to implement the proper procedures to do it. So we're still in limbo. I mean, even though Judge Eaton said, hey, refunds should go through, we're still don't know exactly how. And we know that the president is going to fight it to at least to delay it. So right now we're kind of have a clear path of what's going to happen, but the mechanics and the process, we're still trying to figure it out. So in the meantime, customers are hurrying up, asking for reports and isolating the IEPA tariffs to quantify, look at the liquidation status of the entries and see which ones, because that's the other thing. There are multiple transactions that have not liquidated yet. They're open. So it seems that those might require an automatic refund, that the government should automatically send the money back to the importer.
When it hasn't cleared like that, is it in an escrow account somewhere where
Yes,
they could just throw it back?
yes. The Department of the Treasury, they have an account where all the monies collected through tariffs and duties, they go to that account, so they can pull it out and give it back. But the mechanics on how to calculate and do that, that's why they were pushing for that electronic refund, the
There we go.
ACH in February
Yeah,
that we talked
you
about.
told me about it.
Well, that's going to make it easier for the refund process, but still the mechanics on the auditing and evaluating each
Is
transaction.
that in the works, JT? That automatic redraft return?
That's
account?
a done deal. You know,
It's a done deal.
It's a
It
done
exists.
deal. The ACH refund process instead of individual checks. That's a done deal since February 6th. So that goes not only for the IEPA, but for any other refunds, because customs refunds money if you file a post summary correction or a protest. That's common practice in our industry by importers and customs. But the IEPA refund is exponentially creating an amount of volume of transactions that will have to be refunded. So that's what we're waiting to see. First of all, CBP guidance, which might take a little while. And then on top of that, the president might say, hey, we're going to take you back to court and have a stay on this. So I've been telling customers, yes, prepare, run your numbers, do your analysis, but you're not going to get your refund tomorrow. It's going to take a little bit longer.
From Interlink Trade Services, one of our supporters, very faithful supporters of KURV. One of the reasons we are here today is Jorge Torres, my friend JT. He's on the front lines of import and export. And as I was telling my son who's studying accounting, there's job security. Be a CPA and learn how to figure out the financials. There's a lot of job security in that and in law. And I tell you what, there's a lot of job security working for the White House right now because they got so many suits that they're addressing. And the latest one that was in the news the past 24 hours, like you got like 24 liberal states that are suing the new tariffs.
Yeah.
So tariffs are still being collected. As an importer, exporter, broker, and helping out with all this, at the moment when there is a tariff to be applied, you're applying roughly 10, 15%, whatever the standard is on this new tariff that the president put in place.
Yes, the Section 122 tariffs started on February 24th at 10%, which they're probably going to go up to 15%. They already announced it. So probably maybe tomorrow afternoon, like always, or today, afternoon.
So the Friday before the weekend.
Friday, they're going to say 15%. But yeah, those are collected as of February 24th. Like you mentioned, 24 states have sued the government about these tariffs because they're saying that there's no legal recourse because it's on a currency imbalance. And the president took the trade imbalance, the trade deficit, as currency. And they say, well, it's not the same thing. So there's no legal authority for you to implement tariffs under Section 122 based on those premises. So here we go again, another lawsuit.
In the meantime, the tariffs that you are charging wherever it may apply. Again, before I forget, because of the trade agreement between Canada and Mexico, right? Are most transactions immune from this new international tariff that
for Mexico and Canada, if the imported good is USMCA compliant or certified,
which would be like automotive,
every commodity, it's exempt from the Section 122 tariffs. So Mexico and Canada are in better shape than other countries because of the USMCA.
So because we're here on the front lines, and bringing trucks in from Mexico, your clients coming up to for you to calculate this, you're not having to do as much tariff.
Not much, but there are commodities that we import that are from China, Europe, Germany. Those they have to pay the 10% Section 122 as of now.
If it's among the few boats that park at Manzanillo across Mexico and from China comes over here.
Or air ocean shipments direct to the U.S. So,
Do you have a setup at the airport? I've never asked you this before. Do you have a setup at the airport for anything? I know there's not a lot of commercial freight stuff that comes to the airport. Just curious. Do you have an office there where you?
No. As custom brokers, we can clear customs nationally. We have a national permit. Everything's done electronically. So I have a central office in the McAllen Foreign Trade Zone, and we clear from that office in LA, Dallas, Savannah, Georgia, all ports of entry. So we don't have to have
check in with
multiple offices
before they come down here.
Yes.
Okay. Jorge Torres, Interlink Trade Services. What are you telling your clients, the ones that are maybe tight on cash, strapped for cash? You know, you were explaining to us late last year the secondary market that was gambling and offering to pay cash for some of the tariffs. That was a small market, but there was like a futures market for something like that. What are you telling your clients? Don't expect the cash anytime soon because it's going to be stuck in courts for years?
Yeah, I mean, some companies that back then it was totally unclear what was going to happen with the IEPA. So those companies that were cash flow strained, they decided to take the offer from these companies of getting pennies on the dollar for the refunds. Some companies sold the rights for the refunds at 20
cents. But that was
cents.
a small number, right?
It was a small number. Really I don't think, based on what I've seen, many companies took that route. Now we have clarity that, IEPA was struck down. The CIT court have ordered the refunds. We're just waiting on the procedure by customs. And yes, we understand that there might be some delays because the president is going to try to do that, but they'll be coming. When exactly, we don't know, but just hang tight, be patient, try to maneuver the best way you can, because at some point or another, we're going to see those tariffs be refunded. But again, they're being replaced through other tariffs. So just plan ahead and be proactive and do your case studies and all that.
You deal with manifests and invoices that are in the tens of millions of dollars sometime. And I'm glad you say it's a small number that are cash strapped, because I suspect in that small number, some of these accounts are probably gone unpaid. Some of these invoices have not been paid to you and what you do. And there's probably, for anybody, that would be a heart attack. If you see a number, we still need to collect this, but that is only a fraction of the overall business. Done.
In our industry, in the custom brokerage industry, we've been pushing for importers to pay their duties and tariffs directly to customs via the ACH account. So we've been kind of isolating ourselves from that responsibility on putting the money up front on behalf of the importer and then collecting later. So that's a very minimal portion. So we have reduced our risk liability. So importers, most of my clients at least, they pay customs directly. So I just bill for my services. So,
is that a change under the Trump administration, where before maybe you covered it and now, oh no, it's crazy, you cover it and go get it from Treasury later on?
Direct payment by the importer has been in place for many years, but because of the increase in tariffs as of last year, the brokerage industry, based on our attorney recommendations, said, get your importers to pay directly. You don't want to be in the hook for those, because eventually some of those importers might file bankruptcy and might be cash flow limited and all that. So that's why we have push for that, and most importers understand and accept it. So we haven't had major issues in that angle.
Jorge Torres, JT, he is the president owner of Interlink Trade Services. He's an expert in import-export realities. And from your clients that are bringing those trucks and getting all that paperwork and getting their duties all lined up, what do you hear from them? Would you say because of the court ruling, would you say that they feel a sense of stability? Iran airstrikes aside, they feel more stable now? That's predictable?
I think the court ruling had a psychological effect in the sense that, yes, they said, okay, finally, we now know where we headed. So that creates some stability per se. But again, the instability comes again with the new tariffs and when they're going to get their money and all that. So they're still, under, shaky ground as far as tariffs are concerned. So, I mean, from AIPA, I think they understand. We kind of understand where that's headed. How long is it going to take? We don't know. But watch out. There's other tariffs coming soon.
Jorge Torres from Interlink Trade Services, who is a master of culinary arts as well. Man, if you're a friend of his, you'll see him post pictures of him in the kitchen. He's got a lechon, like a little baby pig, or he's on the grill cooking something, or he's got a paella, or he's, providing a huge feast. I think here at MXLAN, since they're featuring music and art and culinary arts, they should have asked you to set up your own booth, man, with all the put a couple of lechones out there. And
boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's my way to relax from all this trade situations. I relax by cooking and drinking a little wine. So
Freddie and I would like to go over to your house and relax every now and then. So
sure.
We'll be your taste tester.
We'll get together soon.
Thanks for having us over, JT. Appreciate your continued support. And we wish you continued success.
Thank you.
Yeah, in these crazy times. Jorge Torres from Interlink Trade Services. This is the Sergio Show on 710 KURV, and we're broadcasting from just outside the ballroom here at the McAllen Convention Center. It is day one of the MXLAN the MXLAN International Festival. I make reference to food. Yeah, it's a celebration of Mexican and Southern Texas regional food and recipes and baked goods, music, dance, art. It's a wonderful experience for the family. Hope you can make it out tonight, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. They got Lucha Libre on Sunday as well, Mexican Lucha Libre on Sunday. From MXLAN in McAllen at the Convention Center, the Sergio Show on 710 KURV. Big thanks as well to our daily sponsor, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing.
News Talk 710 KURV reminds you it's time to spring forward. Set your clocks forward 1 hour at bedtime Saturday night.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Chevy Silverado, the truck that America depends on. Get a new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for only $32,995, or pay $30,995 for a new 2026 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne West Laco Chevrolet, Payne Alice Chevrolet, and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Locate to get us regardless.
We know your business needs more than just advertising. It needs results. At 710 KURV, we connect your brand with the right audience, the ones who actually buy. We offer powerful radio stations, active social media, streaming, digital products, fun promotions, and local influencers that truly connect with your customers. We're the most recognized and effective radio and multimedia group in the Rio Grande Valley and Northern Mexico. Call 956-992-8895 or visit radiounited.com.
Are you in the market for a new Toyota or pre-owned Toyota? Look no further than Toyota Afar. They have extensive selection of Toyota cars and Toyota trucks and Toyota SUVs, along with exceptional customer service every step of the way. Number to call, 956-815-2285.
This is Davis Rankin, and I want to talk to you about a place that really represents our community. That's Zamora's Restaurant. Now, for years, the family-owned restaurant's been serving authentic Mexican food, our food, with heart, passion, and tradition. 50 years of tradition. Zamora's is perfect for everything. Business meetings, family gatherings, time with friends, or time alone. You just want to enjoy a great meal on your own. And every meal is made with quality ingredients and recipes that reflect true South Texas Tex-Mex Mexican heritage. Again, it's our food. What really sets Zamora's apart, aside from the food, of course, is the service. Friendly staff, warm smiles, and a commitment to make every guest feel welcome, whether you're by yourself or you got the crew with you. 3 convenient locations in Edinburgh and McAllen, perfect for what you just heard me say. When you want the real flavor of Mexico and real hospitality, it's Zamora's Restaurants.
Tax time, drive time at Toyota Far, and your refund just became your new ride. Drive a new Tacoma for only $93 a month, a powerful Tundra for $207, Camry for $289, or a RAV4 for $249 a month. Hurry, these offers won't stick around. Visit us at 1625 West Interstate 2 in Far, shop at ToyotaFar.com, or call 956-815-2285. 815-2285.
Toyota Far, somos buena gente.
Everything at El Pato is so delicious. And now that we are in Lent season, La Cuaresma, here we go. Fish tacos, salmon patties, and nopalitos. They're all back on the menu at El Pato for Lent. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can start your day with nopalitos with egg and potato. Wrap those up in a flour tortilla. Nopalitos and egg plate as well. Some potatoes on the side. Lent specials at every El Pato restaurant. Nopalitos with salmon. The nopalito plate just by itself. Try some of those refried beans. The salmon patty plate, the fish tacos is so delicious. And outside of Lent, the regular offerings, for example, the big special right now, enchiladas verdes. The spicy enchiladas verdes with a beautiful white melted cheese that cover the seasoned chicken with a soft corn tortillas, the beautiful green spicy tomatillo sauce. The beans of your choice, refried with the charro beans, a wonderful tasting, beautiful Mexican rice, the drink, an amazing $6.99 at every El Pato restaurant.
We're out of bottled water again.
That's nuts. I just bought a case of water last time I went shopping.
I'm not drinking tap water.
We need a better solution.
Call Culligan.
Hey, Culligan man.
Stop buying little bottles of water at the store. Our Culligan drinking water system makes an almost unlimited supply of fresher, cleaner water that tastes pure. It's bottled water without the bottles. For better water, go to CulliganRGV.com or call 956-399-1780.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
I'm CJ Papa. President Trump spells out the terms for the war with Iran.
He posted to Truth Social, there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. After that, and the selection of a great and acceptable leader or leaders, we and many of our wonderful and brave allies and partners will work tirelessly to bring Iran back from the brink of destruction, making it economically bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. A nightmare economic report for February. No jobs created.
92,000 jobs lost last month. Unemployment rises to 4.4%. And then the prior 2 months revised lower by a combined 69,000. Even healthcare is starting to slow.
That's Fox Business' Lawrence Simonetti. And Brent crude trades over $90 a barrel for the first time since 2024. America's listening to Fox News.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast for today. Windy and very warm. We'll see a mix of clouds and sun. Highs again not far from 90 across the valley. Tonight turning out cloudy, low 74. Could be a thunderstorm in spots late. For tomorrow, partly sunny, highs again around 90, again a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Better chance of showers and storms Sunday and not as warm with highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm AccuWeather's Bill Dager on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Rapid fire headlines.
I'll let you fire this one cut, Freddie. Okay? Sorry, it's B29. This is Sergio Sanchez, the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. We're broadcasting from the McAllen Convention Center right outside the ballroom. This is site for the MXLAN International Economic Summit. The big star for today is it's John, right? John Quiñones, I think from ABC. He'll be speaking to the crowd. Among the participants, also Alberto Treviño III. He's Commissioner for Texas Workforce. Had a conversation with him. Hope to share that with you next hour of the Sergio Show. Here we go, Freddie. It's a cut B29, and then I will give you cut B28. That's the safest route. I don't want to fire it from the convention center since it's lagging over here. Military operations in Iran, of course, causing some stress in the energy sector, especially the price of diesel fuel. That is up, unfortunately, for business.
Energy prices have jumped pretty significantly, and diesel hit particularly hard here. Over the last week, AAA data shows diesel jumped some 40 cents in the last 7 days here. That's double what we saw for regular fuel. Diesel futures up 23% this week, and this is a blow to farmers and truckers who are some of the biggest diesel consumers and users. Many of them also dealing with tariff-induced slowdowns to their businesses and industry. That's reporter Alicia Nieves. And this final report dealing with the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, the SNAP program, food stamps. So the state of Texas becoming the first state to impose some restrictions on junk food. Yeah, you can't buy junk food with food stamps. Okay, it's okay, Freddie. Let's go ahead and pivot then. You said Dr. Salinas is on the line already, right? Attaboy. Dr. Mario Salinas. Every week on the Sergio Show on 710 KURV, we get focus on our schools in Edinburgh. That's Dr. Mario Salinas, Superintendent of Schools. And Dr. Salinas, let's go back to the babies. Oh, I love the babies, especially little babies. Pre-K3, Pre-K4 program. Open enrollment for that, as is open enrollment for everything else. But let's start with the babies, which is a great idea for anybody working in the area, the courthouse, the university, and of course, all the employers in the Edinburgh area. So how many babies, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds do we have in the system now at Edinburgh CIS?
Right now we have 3-year-olds. We have about 1,200 3-year-olds in our system right now, and about 1,400 4-year-olds in our system right now. A lot of these, right, Mario? Yes, a lot of these students, Sergio, they're not from Edinburgh, right? They're from our surrounding communities, but the program is such a quality that a lot of people send their children to our schools, especially to our Pre-K3 and Pre-K4 programs. Those are the most popular programs that we have in our school district by parents, and it's. We have the other thing that we have, Sergio, in Edinburgh, is that we have 31 elementary schools spread out all over our district, right? And many parents choose to send their children to if they work, for example, at the courthouse. There's a couple of schools close to the courthouse, and they drop them off at Jefferson or at Austin, right? Austin Elementary. They're near the courthouse, and people that work at the courthouse that have 3- and 4-year-olds, a lot of them drop them off at our schools, right? But we have schools spread out all over. Our district is 1,000 square miles. We border 21 school districts. So we encourage parents that work in Edinburgh. They're welcome to bring their children to our schools. They have we're beginning to recruit next year. We have parents coming in and enrolling their children already for next year. The only criteria to enter to the 3-year-old program and to the 4-year-old program is that they are 3 on September 1 and 4 on September 1. That's the only criteria. That's the only thing we look at for them to qualify to come to our schools. So if we've got parents out there that are going to have children in those age categories, they're welcome to come to our schools. They can choose any one of our schools. We have open enrollment to send their children to our schools. I can't hear.
It's under.
We were fine just a second ago.
We're good. I can hear you now.
Do they need to be potty trained, Dr. Salinas?
No, they do not need to be potty trained. Sergio, the TA doesn't allow that.
He doesn't?
No, TA, at first, when we first started the program, when I first became superintendent almost 6 years ago, we thought that we had a policy that they needed to be potty trained, but TA said you can't have that policy. You got to take them as is. So no, they don't need to be potty trained. But you know what we've learned, Sergio, is that children, when they come into our schools, they're not potty trained, but they learn really fast. I guess it's the peer pressure, but they learn. They get
peer pressure.
Yes, they through peer pressure. For example, when my son was 4, man, he wasn't ready. He wasn't potty trained. But we put him in the 4-year program. Within 2 weeks, he was potty trained.
That'll do it.
But no, they don't need to be potty trained. They TA doesn't allow that as a criteria.
I can see how things work out. There's probably a little girl on the other side of the classroom. La del moño colorado. Probably a cutie. Oh, I better figure this thing out. I won't be embarrassed again. Dr. Mario Salinas is a superintendent of schools for
about those 3-year-old and 4-year programs, Sergio. The teachers are certified. They're certified early education teachers. They're completely certified, highly qualified by the state, and they also have a teacher aide, teacher assistant to assist, also certified. So they're in a good environment where the children learn. They start learning really fast. By Christmas time, they behave like little students.
I would imagine that this program at Edinburgh CISD, where you have pre-K 3, pre-K 4, it's got to be a model for the rest of the state, right? You must be among very few school districts doing something like this.
We were among the very first. Now, some other districts are doing it, but not as extensive as we are. We allow everyone. The only criteria that we look at is age, 3 and 4. Many districts have 3 and 4-year-old programs, but they have to qualify through income criteria, through language disability criteria, to special needs criteria. We don't. We allow any child to come into our schools as long as they're 3 and 4. We don't have any.
And
criteria.
They need to be dropped off.
They need,
right, Mario?
Oh, we pick them up as well.
Okay.
We offer transportation if they live within the school district. We offer transportation. If they live within the Edinburgh CISD boundaries, if you live in McAllen or FAR or Donna, they need to drop them off.
Makes sense. Yeah. And I remember that because of the collegiate high school, which I wanted to ask you. Yeah, my boy in McAllen at IDEA, we got him over to the Edinburgh Collegiate High School, but we had to take him on a daily basis. It was not within the bus route for Edinburgh CISD. So the collegiate high school open enrollment, how you doing right now as far as enrollment?
We're
freshman, sophomore.
We're in the process of recruiting for that campus as well. We go out and talk to the incoming freshmen, 8th graders, and we talk to the freshmen and sophomores at our existing high schools, and we also take children from McAllen, from FAR, from Donna, from the surrounding communities. We also have those. It's an open, as we keep saying, we're open enrollment from pre-K all the way to 12 in all our 5 high schools with the collegiate high school. That also we accept students from our surrounding communities, and we do. And the way that program works, it's a partnership with UTRGV. The students start 9 and 10 with Edinburgh teachers, and when they get to 11th and 12th, we pass them over to the professors from UTRGV, and they start taking college classes, right? And hopefully, when they graduate with a high school diploma. They've been accepted to the UTRGV or some other college, and they've got almost 2 years of college credit under their belt.
And it's University of Texas Rio Grande Valley professors who are part of the daily academic experience for these kids
Yes, it
at
is.
the collegiate high school.
UTRGV professors, it's a very rigorous academic environment, I would say, and many parents, that's what they want for their children, and then we offer that. And then the tracks that we offer is health professions, teaching, engineering, and computer science.
Mario, I wanted to ask you about some brick and mortar projects. Dr. Mario Salinas, Superintendent of Schools for Edinburgh CISD, again, open enrollment for all the programs. They got the trade and technology program. They got the collegiate program, that after-school programs as well. There are two things: flood mitigation project near one of the schools, and the other one, some of the multi-purpose building projects that you have going on. Give me an update on the inventory.
Right. The big one that we're gonna do ribbon cutting is at the North High School. We've had flooding concerns there since it was built. We, with partnership with Precinct 4, the irrigation district, it's a big project, and we're hoping to do a ribbon cutting for there to alleviate the flooding concerns that we have there at North High School, since we've had those problems since the school was built. And we've done some major work there, and to alleviate the campus from flooding from rain events.
All right, brother. I got to cut you loose on this one. Thank you for the update, my friend. And remember, Edinburgh CISD is open enrollment from the pre-K 3, pre-K 4 program for the babies, the collegiate high school, and don't forget the after-school programs that help with the educational experience and helping team building as well. Dr. Mario Salinas, bless you, brother. Have a great weekend.
You too, brother.
That's Dr. Mario Salinas, Superintendent for Schools for Edinburgh CISD. We got camera 2 on with our mayor Javier Villalobos, mayor of McAllen. I asked, I think it was Rafi over at the Economic Development Office earlier. Hey, MXLAN, what is MXLAN? MXLAN. Oh, that's right. It's a play on Aztlan, MX, Mexico, M, double purpose M for McAllen as well. What are we doing here on the campus over the next 3 days? I've been telling, bring your family, bring the wet clothes. We got food and music and dance and even lucha libre on Sunday.
Actually, it's a combination of things, sir.
Yeah.
It's an event that we started some time ago, and it's just been growing and growing. And one of the beautiful things is bringing the Mexican community. So we have about 8 different delegations. I know we have the mayor from Zacatecas, Mayor Varela Martinez from Saltillo, I think it's Martinez, and some other delegations. And of course, always trying to push the city of McAllen and, of course, tourism or cultural arts and everything. But it's a mutual thing that we're trying to push for us, they're trying to push for them. And then, of course, at the end, the economy, always pushing for economic development. I mean, that's how we live. That's what we do. Or, commerce, trade. That's McAllen.
McAllen, known for destination events, obviously the MXLAN International Festival, part of that as well. What type of fun are we looking forward to this weekend?
Actually, there's a lot of fun, and I'm glad I'm going to be here this weekend. But we're talking about from different stuff to buy to food to concerts to then I believe we're going to have what's called the Ring of Fire. The food that usually Chef Delgado does, amazing.
Yeah,
that one I never want to miss.
We're lucky to have him.
We are. I always say we have some great places, and of course, Chef Delgado is one of our best.
Lucha Libre on Sunday.
You know what? That brings back so many memories when I was a kid, way back then.
Were you into that when you were like Mil Máscaras?
Of course I was. Mil Máscaras, El Santos, El Blue Demon. I used to see the Mexican movies, Blue Demon, Contra las Momias de Guanajuato, and all that type of stuff. I saw all of them.
Me too. Bro. Yeah, you're about the same age, so it's like before Star Trek, it was Lucha Libre.
No, it was always Lucha Libre, and we used to go to cross over to Piedras Negras and buy the little toys, the little wrestlers.
Exactly. Or like this.
There was 2 of them. One with their hands open, and the other one up and down. So. Yep.
My dad would buy me those at the train station in Reynosa. Come and enjoy it. It is MXLAN, the International Festival. It is a celebration of Mexican, Southern Texas, music, food, dance, art, and on Sunday, Lucha Libre.
Yes, sir. Actually, Sergio, it's pretty much a celebration of us.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
Certainly.
Good to see you, brother.
Always a pleasure to see you.
McAllen Mayor Javier Villalobos on the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. We got many more conversations to share with you. I had a conversation with the Commissioner of Texas Workforce, a Valley boy from Harlingen, Alberto Trevino III. Hope to share with you that next hour. Also, the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation, one of the folks that bring us over today to look at our economy from the Eagles perch as a regional economy. A conversation, the main conversation of the morning, was Gilbert Salinas, the chief of the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. We live in amazing times, and I know you guys who listen to KURV faithfully and know the condition and evolution of our economy know precisely what I'm talking about, and I will proudly proclaim it like that top music hit on radio. It's amazing times that we live in the economy of South Texas. The leader of our economy is the Brownsville Port, the Brownsville economy, with thousands of jobs and thousands more on the way. And we'll review that with Gilbert Salinas from the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation at approximately about 10:45 this morning on the Sergio Show. Come and enjoy MXLAN this weekend. There will be at the entry, you need to purchase tickets at the entry for Saturday night and Sunday, if I'm correct. Otherwise, if I remember correctly, producer Freddie told me that tonight, I think the gates will be open for you to come in and purchase, I don't know, tacos and turkey legs, or maybe tacos with turkey legs, and I don't know, all the food and fun and music and festivities. I think they have a fun run as well taking place this evening. So today, if it's still true, Freddie told me some days back, Friday is open to the public, Friday night. Come and enjoy with your family tonight here at the campus of the McAllen Convention Center. And Saturday night and Sunday, you'll need a ticket for that. Here from MXLAN, day one at the Economic Summit at the ballroom, just outside the ballroom at the McAllen Convention Center. This is the Sergio Show on 710 KURV. Big thank you to our guest this hour, Edinburgh CISD, Dr. Mario Salinas. Big thank you to Mayor Javier Villalobos. Thank you, JT Jorge Torres from Intellect Trade Services. Come back for hour two. More fun, more amazing news on the South Texas economy coming up next hour of the Sergio Show on 710 KURV, made possible by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing this hour.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, they fix it guaranteed or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job. Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
If you're in the market for a new Toyota or pre-owned Toyota, look no further than Toyota Afar. They have an extensive selection of Toyota cars and Toyota SUVs and Toyota trucks, along with exceptional customer service every step of the way. Call 956-815-2285.
For the latest news, weather, and breaking news, and crystal clear digital audio using your Alexa. Step 1, say, Alexa, enable 710 KURV skill. Step 2, just say, Alexa, play 710 KURV. Step 3, listen to News Talk 710 KURV.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
History is unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburgh, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.
Oil is surging, the Dow is plunging, and firing has overtaken hiring. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, all putting the economy in focus this morning, a week into the war with Iran. Energy Secretary Chris Wright tells Fox this will be temporary.
It's weeks, not months. And look, Iran has been an escalator of energy prices 47 years, the whole history of their regime.
The price of oil is up 10% more today, over $89 a barrel. Last Friday, it was $65. The price at the gas pump up 33 cents since Monday. We also found out this morning there were 92,000 jobs lost last month.
Economists predicted going into today
that employers would have added 59,000 jobs.
Fox's Connor Hansen. The unemployment rate also ticked up unexpectedly to 4.4%.
And revisions to December and January show 69,000 fewer jobs created than previously reported.
And on Wall Street, the Dow is dropping 516 points after President Trump posted on Truth Social the only deal he'll accept is unconditional surrender with Iran. Adding after that, and the selection of a great new acceptable leader will make Iran great again, bringing it back from the brink of destruction. But on day 7 of the war, Fox's Steve Harrigan reports from Armenia.
Smoke rising from different parts of Tehran after strikes overnight, gray and black plumes rising up. Many residents of Tehran saying this was the worst night yet as far as just the sounds of the attacks. Iran TV saying that the presidential palace was one of the key targets, and U.S. military officials saying Iran's military capabilities have been significantly degraded.
But Iran has launched more missiles into Israel that were shot down today. In Britain, arrests of accused spies for Iran.
A long-running counterterrorism probe by London's Metropolitan Police leads to the arrest of one Iranian and 3 dual British-Iranian nationals. Police say it's connected to the suspected surveillance of locations and individuals linked to Jewish communities in London.
That's Fox's CJ Papa. America's listening to Fox News.
All right, fellas, 2 words for you. Prostate exam. Did your butt just clench up? Are you imagining the finger right now? Well, you can relax. Prostate cancer screening starts with a simple, finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. But that's no reason to reclench. When caught early, at localized or even regional stage, prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate. Did your tight end just relax? Good. If you're 40 or older and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to find out if a PSA blood test is right for you. The PSA blood test can be the first step in screening. Talk to your doctor to evaluate your risk, determine when to get tested, and discuss screening options and next steps. That's relaxitsabloodtest.com. Sponsored by Novartis.
Well, this war with Iran comes 2 months after the U.S. operation in Venezuela that captured the leader of that country, who's now in jail in New York facing drug and terror charges.
Both the U.S. and Venezuela will reestablish diplomatic relations now that Nicolas Maduro is out of power. Maduro officially cut ties with the U.S. in 2019 when the U.S. insisted he lost his election to opposition leader Juan Guaido. Restoring diplomacy means both countries will reopen embassies, post ambassadors, and pursue more economic ties. The U.S. State Department says it will help Venezuela's democratic reforms. The diplomatic move comes just as American Airlines agrees to resume flights to Caracas for the first time in nearly 6 years. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
A week after the House Oversight Committee held depositions questioning former President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, investigating the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking crimes, the Justice Department's released more Epstein files.
Some of the newly released records pertain to interviews with a woman who contacted the FBI after Jeffrey Epstein's arrest in 2019. She said Epstein started abusing her when she was around 13 years old, and that he arranged encounters with her and other men, including Donald Trump. She says she was flown to New York or New Jersey to be with him and that she bit him when he tried to sexually assault her. Agents reported the woman eventually declined to answer any more questions and broke off contact. The report's one of many uncorroborated claims in the Epstein files, and President Trump has consistently denied any improper behavior related to Jeffrey Epstein. The DOJ says these particular records were mistakenly withheld during an earlier review, incorrectly marked as being duplicates of files that were released. Chris Foster, Fox News.
The Clintons and former Presidents Obama and Biden are in Chicago to pay tribute to a civil rights leader, the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. They're among thousands who will attend what's called a People's Celebration today for Jackson's life and legacy. This follows recent memorials in Washington, D.C. and in South Carolina. Jesse Jackson died last month at the age of 84. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast this afternoon: windy and very warm with a mix of clouds and sun. Highs generally in the low to mid 90s. Tonight, cloudy, breezy, warm, a spotty thunderstorm late mid 70s. And tomorrow, partly sunny, windier, very warm again, a spotty afternoon storm. Highs not far from 90. We'll have more clouds and a better chance of showers and storms Sunday across the valley with highs in the low to mid 80s. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Bill Degger on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Spring is in the air, and for some of us, that means allergy medication for all plants starting to bloom. So go to Lee's Pharmacy. They can guide you to relief. Hard to find meds? Go to Lee's. Doctor ordered a special compound med? Go to Lee's. They are one of the few pharmacies that know how and carry the compounds needed to make just what the doctor ordered. Lee's Pharmacy also carries medical equipment. So go to Lee's. They've got it. Lee's Pharmacy, giving back to the community that made them great. Lee's Pharmacy at Xenia and 10th and on Ridge Road and 1st Street.
Broadcasting from the Valley's commercial and fleet headquarters studio at PayneAutoGroup.com. You're listening to News Talk 710 KURV. From the Radio United Broadcast Center, this is the Sergio Show. Talking about the news headlines and topics that affect you. And now, the Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez.
Time is 10:06, hour 2 of the Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. We're broadcasting from just outside the ballroom here at the McAllen Convention Center. Inside, it is packed. Big thank you to the many, many supporters and sponsors of this day one of the MXLAN International Festival. They're kicking things off like they have for many years, and we've been blessed to be with them on many of those years as they kick off with an economic summit. So, yes, inside, you got folks that are talking about the amazing growth in our community. Not only McAllen, but the entire valley. And, of course, as I mentioned, the economic engine of South Texas at the moment, which is Brownsville, our port, our neighbor, Elon Musk and SpaceX, and the tier one companies that are setting up shop on machine shop type of operations and telemetry things, like components that go into rockets and other types of businesses that are like chemical based, where they have a specific type of chemical that is used for the rockets, but can be used like double purposes, triple purposes, other multi-purposes. It is amazing what's taking place, which for us as jobs, if you can sop up one of those, like producer Freddie, the evil one at 710 KURV HQ, and the good one that's walking around here, making sure that we're on the air broadcasting from the McAllen Convention Center. And even my chief engineer, Eric, who's keeping us on the air. God bless them. I know they do yeoman's work to try to keep us connected so that you can see us on 710 KURV YouTube, 710 KURV X Live, Facebook Live. Appreciate you joining us online. The future's here. It has been for quite some time. We've been broadcasting online, but now more than ever, we've been doing the video series live on YouTube, live on Facebook. So join us there. You can do a rewind. Also live at 710 KURV. Radio Para Mi. Radio Para Mi is the free app, and you can look and listen on your smartphone anywhere. The economic growth right now in South Texas, the focus inside this ballroom that is full, every table is full, all these sponsors talking about new industry that has arrived, the transformation of industry, the envy that is the Rio Grande Valley, where we, our neighbors, our tios, our primos, we, raza down here, they're the ones making the rockets at SpaceX. It's amazing. We, our people, our neighbors, our raza here in South Texas, they're the ones building that liquefied natural gas node. Like 70% of all the people that are employed at the coast, at the port, at LNG, at SpaceX, they're from the valley. In fact, they have come back to the valley. All this brain drain, the skill set in building, the skill set engineers are coming back to the valley, and more jobs are on the way, more amazing industry. We got jobs that are going to be paying a lot of money here pretty soon, like $80, $90 an hour, I'm told. Here in McAllen on the last week of March, that is the landing strip we're looking at. Sometime like 24th, 25th, whatever. When they announce a big industry like the one that's coming up in McAllen, the final week of March, I think at the moment the plan is on the 24th in the afternoon, Lord willing, Zach and I will be there. We're going to pitch the tent and make that big announcement, learn more about that big industry coming here. But it's multi hundreds of millions of dollars economic impact, but then the jobs that come with it. It's like evil Freddie and good Freddie and my chief engineer. I'd be surprised if I can keep them. I'm probably going to have to pay them $80, $90 an hour to keep them because they got some good paying jobs coming to McAllen here pretty soon. And we know this at KURV, and you know this as well, as I've told you. South Texas College had been telling us about some of the specialized training for some of these jobs that are coming to McAllen. And that's just the beginning. Gilbert Salinas at Brownsville Economic Development is working on his own. William Dietrich, the chief over at the Port of Brownsville, and the guys at the Navigation District, they are seeing quick, advance, move forward to the possibility. I would say it's pretty good because there's demand for it. And we have the assets at the port, the acreage at the port, the deeper port. Yeah, it's been dredged. We have everything in place at the coast to bring in a new defense-related ship manufacturer. And, man, if that happens, oof, what does that mean as far as employment? We'll find out because in about 35 or so minutes, about 10:45, I'll share with you an update on that. Actually, Gilbert Salinas, the chief of economic development in Brownsville, update on that and other growth for SpaceX, other growth for LNG. That's coming up at about 10:45 on the Sergio Show. I want to say thank you to the show supporters who make it possible for us to be on the radio every day here at the Sergio Show. Big thank you to our two supporters, South Texas Buick GMC. Thank you, as well to Lone Star National Bank. They're Lone Star at the forefront, providing all that capital. A lot of these industries and suppliers coming to the area. They got the cash on hand. What do you need? Order. Let's go. Let's get her done. Open up for business. Lone Star National Bank, South Texas Buick GMC. Thank you for your support of the Sergio Show. Let me send it back to HQ. Freddie's got the trigger on this one. I had a conversation earlier, right before the show started, with our Texas Workforce Commissioner. Coming at you today from McAllen, the beautiful convention center here where they have that banquet hall. It's the MXLAN International Festival, and day one of the festival is the Economic Summit. And yes, we'll get a chance to review some of the recent successes, the happenings, what is on the horizon. And my first guess for this conversation is he works with the issue that will likely create a lot of stress very, very soon in the Valley. Now, we got about 5,000 people working the LNG thing at the port, another LNG on the way, Elon Musk with, 5,000 plus, put a stack another 5,000 there. Where do we get all these people? We have possibly, and that's one of the interviews for the morning is that conversation with Brownsville Economic Development on that shipbuilder, that defense-related shipbuilder. That's like $10,000. You're going to hear that in the conversation. 10,000 jobs, and you're going to hear that in the conversation with Gilbert Salinas here a little bit later in the show, and then of course McAllen. Not to be outdone, we got Lord knows how many hundreds and hundreds of jobs on the way. Good-paying jobs, like $80, $90 an hour. The big announcement, big splash. I believe last week of March, we'll have a chance to talk about that. My first guest, dealing with labor issues. He's going to have to help McAllen and Brownsville in the Valley with all that stress. From the Texas Workforce Commission, Alberto Treviño III, Commissioner.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thanks. You're going to be sharing some thoughts with these folks here at the Economic Summit at MXLAN. So what do you bring for them today?
Well, I'm bringing a high level what we're going to be doing with Texas Workforce Commission. Like you said, there's so many job opportunities coming here to the Valley. And it's not just that, where are we going to find these people? They're here already.
Yeah.
We just need to train them. And that's what this type of event does. It brings together the key stakeholders, economic development, the Chamber of Commerce's, the cities, the educational. And then with Texas Workforce Commission, we have 28 workforce boards throughout the state that help work with these stakeholders to make sure that everybody's talking and collaborating, where we have that pipeline of in-demand workers to come take these jobs. It seems like everybody is realizing what the Valley offers. And I think we have a unique opportunity because our population has already a basic family and work ethic that I would say rivals anybody, not just in the state of Texas, but the whole country, because we have that family-oriented, let's get it done attitude.
Yeah. And training is a big part of it. Now, folks who listen to KURV, folks in business owners, management, they're professionals. They've been connecting the dots for a while. One of the big clues, sometime back, South Texas College, and the training that I suspect may have gone through, like the workforce training offices, Texas Workforce, to get a certain number of folks in the pipeline already, as you said, get them trained for those $80, $90 an hour gigs. Those jobs coming here to McAllen with that big manufacturer. There will likely need to be a lot more of that in the near future with, of course, more industry, especially Brownsville, the way they're hitting out of the park right now. We get that big defense-related shipbuilder over there. My goodness, that's Texas Southmost, the university, South Texas College. They're probably going to need to ramp up more curriculum through you, like get that funded quick to have people ready. We got a young workforce. We just need to be ready. We need to have a young, educated, trained workforce. At least just get them off and running. We can continue, building more after that. Yeah.
Well, exactly. And just like you said, we need to get that young workforce trained. But we can't forget about the workforce that's working right now. We need to make sure that they are upskilled to catch up with, technology is changing every day. New ways to do things, new avenues, and workers that we have in these businesses already have that culture that you can't afford to lose. The businesses can't afford to lose. So we need to make sure that they stay trained too. And that's exactly what we're doing at Texas Workforce Commission.
Alberto Trevino III, he's our commissioner at Texas Workforce Commission. The Valley seems to be, I've said it, seems to be the envy of Texas right now. Well, after all, we got Elon Musk and rockets firing into space. That's pretty cool, right?
Right.
But then with LNG and expanding more trains for LNG and more industry, I think now that I hope that once and forever we have erased the unemployment problem, the lack of skills problem, the lack of opportunity problem in the Valley. I think we set the example for the rest of the state, and I think for the nation, and how things can be turned around with good jobs and training here in the Valley. And as well as things are going in tech, like Houston's got NVIDIA and all that, the examples being set here, it can be done. It can be turned around. You got to start all the way back to the high school, start training them to be welders and things like that. Get them ready. Yeah.
Well, and like you said, they are starting already in high school with some of the programs. When I was in high school, back in the 80s, we had, auto body and home economic
wood
courses.
shop.
Wood shop. Now they have vet tech, they have cosmetology, they have phlebotomy, they have such a wide area of jobs that are available that it's not just going off to college. They can go straight into a good paying job, get their basic, set up, and then go later on into a college or take courses once they have that opportunity and they're set.
Sitting at the Eagles Perch in Austin as commissioner for Texas Workforce, can you report if what we see in the Valley, this synergy that goes all the way back to high school, like McAllen's got a great career in technology. Edinburgh, an awesome one. We were so blessed to talk with Edinburgh about their career technology. Dr. Mario Salinas is shipping graduates from high school who know how to fuse steel, how to cut steel. Estos huercos, they're probably already making a six-figure salary running to the Port of Brownsville. Can you report if Houston is doing that for our babies there, Dallas, San Antonio? Because it's the big markets. I hear, and I'm always disappointed, and I opine on how Just awful. Fort Worth, Houston ISD, just they're doing a true disservice to a young generation. But somehow, somewhere in ancillary ISDs and junior colleges, I would hope that in Texas we're getting our young people in major markets ready for all these jobs that are coming to Texas.
Yeah, don't worry about that because they are doing it throughout the state. They might just be doing different job sets that are in that unique area. You know, Texas is so big.
Yeah.
You know, we have oil and gas in the west, logging and mining in the east, semiconductors, technology in the north and middle of Texas.
Right.
And then along the Gulf Coast and the border, we have the ability to work with our partners in Mexico and bringing trade across. And it's just different job skill sets in different areas of the state. So whatever they're
pushing, especially for the youngster, the young
right,
ones.
whatever they're pushing for the young people here is unique to this area, as opposed to whatever they're have in Dallas or Fort Worth area.
Now with computer chip manufacturing potential, NVIDIA with the data centers coming to West Texas, perhaps one here as well, and cybersecurity, all those things. And I ask you because I know you see it because Texas workforce.
Right.
You'll write out those big checks to educational institutions, get people trained. There's a curriculum. Boom, let's go get them out the door and bring them in as quickly because they're coming to Texas.
Yeah, they're coming to Texas.
There was, and I'll close with this. There was, in case you guys missed it earlier, there was a write up on 200. I'm just going to round it out. 210 companies over 2017 to 2024. 200 and I know it's north of that. It's like 212, 14 companies that move their headquarters to Texas within that 2017 to 2024 span. California lost over 270 HQs within that same span. So I mentioned this because we need to be ready, and I hope we are.
Yes.
To absorb all of that. All right. Well, thank you for visiting with us.
Of course.
By the way, I should have said this at the beginning. He's from Harlingen. And let's just say he had a career in national security related. So he's capturing the bad guys, and now he's capturing jobs for Texas.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
Alberto Trevino III. He's commissioner for our Texas Workforce Commission.
The tax sales event has arrived at South Texas Buick GMC. Drive home a powerful GMC Sierra for only $199 a month, or take home a Buick Envision for just $258 a month. Plus, enjoy huge discounts across our entire inventory. Visit SouthTexasGMC.com or call 661-5000. Take the Cherry Road exit between McAllen and Mission. Celebrating 20 years with you. South Texas Buick GMC. Not the biggest, just the best.
Everything at El Pato is so delicious. And now that we are in Lent season, La Cuaresma, here we go. Fish tacos, salmon patties, and nopalitos. They're all back on the menu at El Pato for Lent. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can start your day with nopalitos with egg and potato. Wrap those up in a flour tortilla. Nopalitos and egg plate as well. Some potatoes on the side. Lent specials at every El Pato restaurant. Nopalitos with salmon. The nopalito plate just by itself. Try some of those refried beans. The salmon patty plate, the fish tacos is so delicious. And outside of Lent, the regular offerings, for example, the big special right now, enchiladas verdes. The spicy enchiladas verdes with a beautiful white melted cheese that cover the seasoned chicken with a soft corn tortillas, the beautiful green spicy tomatillo sauce, the beans of your choice, refried with the charro beans, a wonderful tasting, beautiful Mexican rice, the drink, an amazing $6.99 at every El Pato restaurant.
I can't think of a greater compliment for a business owner than to have a new customer stop you on the street, or in my case at church, and share with you what a pleasure it was to finally experience superb quality and extra exceptional service. Hi, this is Marty Moore from D&M Cleaners. This nice lady obviously didn't even mind the drive from Weslaco to McAllen. You know, we really aren't a cleaners for everyone, just those who care about the way they look. Maybe now it's time for you to step up to D&M Cleaners, Barr, McAllen, and Edinburgh.
The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez. Weekday mornings at 9 on News Talk 710 KURV, KURV.com, and live on Facebook.
Time is 10:25. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. We're broadcasting from just outside the ballroom here at the beautiful McAllen Convention Center. And this is day one of MXLAN, wonderful festival that features us, our culture, our Mexican-rooted culture of South Texas, of McAllen. MXLAN is a play on Aztlan, which is the Aztec culture deep inside Mexico. MX, of course, Mexico. The M gets a double purpose to it. It's not. It should have been like MXLAN for McAllen, but it's M for McAllen, MX for Mexico, and Aztlan. So it's our food. And you notice I always start with food, right? Like the delicious conchitas that they're serving right now inside the convention center. And the coffee, of course, always black. I get enough sugar with my pan dulce. It's the food and everything that that is produced by fire. That's food related. We got Chef Delgado participating this weekend as well, and a lot of different food vendors. We have music, we have arts, different bands, the music stage, dance, and of course lucha libre. We cannot have a Mexican festival without lucha libre. My friend Ralph Garcia, he's with the McAllen Economic Development Office. Ravi boy is back. Oh yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. But how's Mama doing? Your beautiful mother.
She's doing great, man. Thanks for asking.
She is so cute, man. I'm so glad you post pictures of her.
Thank you.
She's tranquila, happy,
comfortable.
You are
They
so
take really good
blessed,
care
bro.
of her. Yeah.
Oh my good. You are so blessed to be able to see her for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, Ralphie. So we are a few days away from a major employer coming to the area, and Lord willing, last week of March. Stay tuned, kids. You'll hear a lot, the name, and we've been able to connect the dots on the amazing jobs that are coming, that are high salary jobs as well. But today's focus, I noticed, is very much artificial intelligence, AI based, the conversation taking place in there right now. How do you see in our economy in McAllen, AI playing a role, either bringing jobs or pivoting jobs to other trades, things like that? Like what comes to mind when we think AI in our McAllen economy?
Sure. So a lot of our manufacturers on either side of the border, AI is so prevalent today, whether it's involved in the processes of the manufacturing that they're doing, or even the talent and the skill sets. When you look at our daily schedule as employees in any job that we're doing today, AI plays a role in our everyday activity, whether we're using a device like our phone, our tablets, our laptops. You're incorporating AI into that. And it's evolved. A year and a half ago, I never touched it. I never looked at it. Today, we're so dependent on it. It improves, in more than anything, efficiency. And when we're developing and producing something, and a lot of our employers are starting to take the same knowledge and usage of that AI to improve efficiencies in business. And so it's very applicable to what's going on in the economy today, and it continues to evolve. And so students that are graduating, kids that are going to school, they're learning the best of this stuff, and they're coming out even more developed. I can't tell you how many times I see a child with a tablet, and they learn how to use it a lot faster than, I'm 50 years old now, and I get lost in it sometimes, and kids are able to adapt quickly to it. So it's becoming something that's more of a tool for efficiencies.
The report today from labor, where we went backwards and lost 96,000 jobs. In the most recent report, before everybody starts sounding the alarm and, all bells and whistles, there is a transformation on the American labor landscape, because AI is replacing human talent and hands and minds and eyes in doing a lot of this work. Like some of the panelists that we have right now up on stage are with the light manufacturing or in industry, maquilas, international manufacturing that's across the border. Like 85% of that manufacturing and industry is across the border at the maquilas. Do you see many of the jobs that are in assembly lines or in processes that are repetitive? Do you see AI taking over and replacing more of these folks? We'll see that pivot in the near future and local manufacturing?
What I see from the local manufacturing, it evolves more in a consistency of quality, but you don't replace the human element. I mean, we're working on a project right now that's looking at making an announcement later this month. You kind of mentioned it a little, but their production is looking at that. The number of employees that they're going to have, the work that they're going to be producing. It doesn't replace the human aspect. You still need employees. Where they're looking at the AI interface is more in the quality assessment, the production of the product to ensure that consistency, the reliability, and then of course the quality at the end of the day. But it doesn't replace the human aspect of it.
I would imagine that, or previous example, like the Texas Workforce Commissioner that we spoke with, they are probably getting pelted constantly about those potential transformations for sure. You got chip manufacturing up Southeast Texas and West Texas and data centers and all those things. And there must be a lot of stress at the college level, colleges, even I would imagine at public schools to provide a proper curriculum so that they become those highly paid employees like the ones we will see in McAllen.
Yes.
And it is like $80, $90 an hour employment at that new manufacturer.
And
they will need to know that their skill set.
Yes.
It will be expansive when it comes to technology.
And I encourage people, you need to upskill. You need to, if you don't know it, if you're not using AI today, start dabbling in it. Start learning a little bit more about it. Get more engaged in it, because those are the jobs of the future, right? We have to be able to adapt quickly to that and be responsive. I know that Workforce Solutions and the Texas Workforce Commission do a lot to help incentivize individuals to get upskilled. We partner a lot with the college, university, whether it's UTRGV, Texas A&M. Upskilling is the next thing for us, and we're very focused on that. We have our Director of Workforce Development always looking at opportunities. We're also working with the McAllen ISD and their CTE programs. One of the new investments that we had coming in, the first question they asked, what kind of CTE programs do you have in the community?
So career and technology education. Yeah. Career and technology. And it is good to hear that in McAllen, they will put that on steroids.
Absolutely.
Edinburgh has a great one, the CTE complex. We need a lot more of that. Not only for basic skills to build stuff and cut steel and things like that, but also on cyber-based cybersecurity and AI.
Yeah, and I commend the city of McAllen. Our city leadership has been instrumental in helping that focus be front and center. Our city manager, Isaac DeWill, in several occasions when we've had discussions, he's always saying, hey, I want workforce front and center. Yeah. Before anything else, this is the focus.
And our kids can do it. Our Wetcos can do it. South Texas College joined us a couple of days back for that big co-step announcement. And it was President Solis, I believe. It was either here or Rodney. South Texas College is going to launch an artificial intelligence degree, an AI degree.
Yes.
And we need a lot more of that.
Absolutely.
Here. So our kids, I prefer our kids to do it instead of having a call center in India or Russia.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hello, this is Peg, taking those jobs from us. And at MXLAN, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
The MXLAN, the activities this week, it's really good. We got to participate with the city on a lot of the planning aspects of the full weekend. And so we get to hear about the Lucha Libre. We get to hear about some of the entertainment.
Were you into that when you were a kid, the Lucha Libre?
I was, but I was more into the WWE.
Oh, yeah. You were in the USA.
That was Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
But
you're not into it now, right?
No.
Okay, good.
But the big...
That's because that's normal.
Yeah.
You grew up. Yeah. Not like some of my producers over at the studio. They're still into all that crazy wrestling stuff. It's fake, I tell you. Wrestling is fake. Listening to me right now.
But one of the things that's really cool that they're also incorporating this year in MXLAN is a big baile, traditional dance. And I think that's really cool because you get families that are from the Valley, from the 956, that love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it takes you back to your childhood. I remember going with my parents to those type of bailes and events, and you'd be asleep half the time or you'd be running around getting in the way. But it's fun. It's entertainment for families. And I think that's one of the things the city has done really well in making sure that we have activities throughout the year to promote.
Ralph Garcia with the McAllen Economic Development Office, MXLAN, the International Festival. that celebrates us, celebrates our Mexican culture of South Texas, from the music and dance, and of course all the bands playing on stage, all the food, the different food offerings. You better bring your wallet full of cash, because I know you're going to love all the food that they have here. And of course, Lucha Libre on Sunday as well. It's going to be a lot of fun for the kids. Hope you can stop by, bring the family. Again, tonight, I believe they kick off tonight after the Economic Summit that we're talking. And then you'll need tickets for Saturday and Sunday as well. The economic success story of McAllen is a major compliment to the amazing economic transformation taking place in the Valley. So I want you to stick around. We'll have a chance to hear, again, one of the main interviews of the morning, Gilbert Salinas from Brownsville Economic Development, from the Port of Brownsville, perhaps, and I hope, oh Lord, please make it happen. Maybe a defense-related ship outfit out there, making some ships out there. So, of course, our neighbor, Elon Musk, and the LNG stuff at the port. And with this major manufacturer headed to McAllen, we hope we hear a lot of details coming up the last week of March. And the very high-paying jobs, are good jobs. Do you see this industry serving as a magnet for, suppliers and components and things that they will need there? Where it makes your job in recruitment for industry a little easier. Say, hey, we got this big fish coming over here. How about you send over a few anglers so we could feed into something like that?
There's some key tools that we use to identify those opportunities. It's real critical. A lot of people think, well, you can move manufacturing from Mexico to the U.S. It's an easy solution. It needs to be made in the U.S., but not every product lends itself to that. You have to identify those key products that have enough margin to absorb that impact. And so we're very focused on that. We look at each opportunity that comes to the table to make sure that we're really getting the ones that have true potential to evolve into something bigger.
McAllen Economic Development Office, the most successful office in EDC efforts for 30 years. I've been saying that. Of course, Brownsville, because of SpaceX and LNG over the past 15 years. In fact, today, and you'll hear that in the conversation, today is the 15th year that phone call came into Brownsville EDC to say that Elon Musk was coming. With all the industry there, McAllen and Mission and Edinburgh, all of us can play a role in hosting some of the feeder businesses and suppliers to that as well. That's got to be on the horizon and part of your playbook.
Absolutely. Our regional partnerships are truly important. We have some of our regional partners here from the city of Weslaco, so the city of Donna, and I know some of the folks from COSEP. They're all here, and that's important to us. We can't do it by ourselves. We've got to sell the area as a region, because employers and businesses that are visiting, they don't know the difference between McAllen or Mission or FAR. They're looking at the whole region and the numbers that our region offers.
And I'm glad you closed on that note, because on the regionalism, I think it might be a lot easier if we are one MSA.
Sure.
RGV MSA. So quick shot, one snap. Yep. Oh, look at that. It's $1.5 million here.
Right.
It's another $2 million right across the river. And of course, with CoStep and their snaps off of the industry, the 300 or so, majority there, but this is what they do. And the metal stamping and plastic injection and the circuit boards, all great.
Yeah.
And of course, the synergy with the education to get the kids trained.
And as community partners, we need to be able to share. I mean, if we know we don't have what that specific need is at the moment, but we know our neighbor does, make the referral, make the call, and show that we can work together. That's important.
I hope so, brother. That's the way we can provide a much better future for our kids here in South. And of course, people who need to upskill as well, real quick. Ralphie, God bless you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Sergio.
Give your mom a big kiss from me. Right?
Appreciate that.
Ralph Garcia, he's one of the directors for economic development efforts in McAllen. We are broadcasting from the MXLAN International Festival. Day one is the Economic Summit, the Sergio Show on 710 KURV, made possible this hour by Lone Star National Bank and South Texas Buick GMC.
For over a century, one name has stood for quality, safety, and service in the commercial roofing and waterproofing industry: Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. While our services have grown, our commitment to safety, ongoing training, customer service, and attention to detail has remained the foundation of our success, ensuring our teams are prepared, our customers are protected, and our projects are delivered with excellence.
From roofing and sheet metal to waterproofing and caulking, leak repair and preventative maintenance, and even full building and parking garage restoration, Chamberlain delivers professional, personalized results every time.
From large-scale roof replacements or quick leak repair, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing provides top-quality installations at a competitive price, all with the spirit of cooperation for our valued clients.
Now serving Rio Grande Valley and throughout Texas, you can count on Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to deliver more. Call 956-655-6178 or visit ChamberlainLTD.com to learn more.
Hi there, my name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. I have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
If you've been in a car accident, then you better get ready for a fight. You need a force for justice. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm. No other law firm in the Valley has more offices, more resources, and reaches more people every day for over 20 years, fighting for the people of the Valley. 1-800-CAR Crash. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm. A force for justice.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. President Trump announcing the terms for Operation Epic Fury. There will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. Israel UN Ambassador Danny Denault.
24/7, our pilots, come into Israel, refuel, and reload and fly back to Iran. So I think it's amazing to see what's happening now, but it's not over yet. Iran now, they are panicked. They're in desperation.
A barrel of oil has shot up to $89. U.S. gas prices up 30 cents in a week. Energy Secretary Chris Wright tells Fox it's temporary.
It's weeks, not months. And look, Iran has been an escalator of energy prices 47 years, the whole history of their regime.
The House rejected a bid to limit the president's war powers. Now Democrats have new demands for Homeland Security reform, even after President Trump took out Secretary Kristi Noem for Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. America's listening to Fox News.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast this afternoon, windy and very warm with a mix of clouds and sun. Highs generally in the low to mid-90s. Tonight, cloudy, breezy, warm, a spotty thunderstorm late mid-70s. And tomorrow, partly sunny, windier, very warm again, a spotty afternoon storm, highs not far from 90. We'll have more clouds and a better chance of showers and storms Sunday across the valley with highs in the low to mid-80s. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Bill Degger on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Economic happenings in South Texas, man, seems like we're firing on all cylinders, and 2026 promises to be an amazing year when it comes to industry announcements, job creation in the area. Of course, we keep hearing that we're just a few days away, maybe a couple of weeks away from that big splash announcement in McAllen, for example, new manufacturer and very high-paying jobs, like $80, $90 an hour jobs around here. We hear good things in the Mid-Valley. Got an update from Harlingen. We'll share that conversation with you in a couple of days. And, of course, the leader and the engine of the RGV economy is Brownsville, or RGV Port of Brownsville, SpaceX, the Tier 1 industries that are coming to the area. Gilbert Salinas with Brownsville Economic Development. That's the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. Gilbert, welcome back to the program. Morning. I think we need to start with SpaceX, brother, because they're like teenagers. At age 12 or 13, they're like, you look at them again, they're like a foot taller the next day. So let's get an update. What's going on with SpaceX? Acre feet, square feet, all that stuff. Yeah.
And thank you, Sergio, for having us on your show. And I love that example.
By the way, I'm going to use that. That's exactly what it is, right? They're kind of like teenagers, and every time you go and knock on their door, go into the room, you see them, and they're a few inches bigger. So they're at well over 4,000 employees right now. It wouldn't surprise me if they're already at the 5,000 mark. I know that by end of year or within the next 12 months, they'll be at somewhere between 7,000 to 8,000 employees, just because of the demand that they have, the growth, and obviously the launch manifest that they have, and then everything that they're working on right now. So we're going into yet a whole different times now, because if, for instance, last year they told us that they might be growing by 3,000 to 4,000 employees. This is where we're at right now. They've already grown by another 1,000. It's like, who doesn't want that, right? Imagine the impact that it's having in our local economy, the economic impact, because that to us, it's like a brand new 3,000 to 4,000 person operation, except the company's already here. So SpaceX is doing a phenomenal job with that. And what's interesting, I was just telling this to somebody the other day, are housing. I mean, we've got about almost 30 subdivisions that are under construction. We just flew in yesterday, and you can see all these new houses that are popping up all over town. Nice. And Harlingen is seeing a lot of this growth as well. Some of the even smaller cities like La Feria, Santa Rosa, they're reporting higher sales tax revenues. They're reporting higher, their housing demand is increasing. That's because of a project like SpaceX, in addition to the LNGs, is drawing a lot of people from the entire valley.
Gilbert Salinas, Director of Economic Development Efforts for our city of Brownsville, the economic engine of South Texas. Amazing things happening. We're focusing on SpaceX right now. How the campus, I know Elon Musk wanted to do housing and, of course, expand the square footage of the Gigafactory and all that. Have you seen it? How big is the campus? And the update on that, how they wanted to put something on the river, like a little river restaurants and things like that, I guess, for their people there on the campus.
Yeah, they're working on all the above, everything that you just mentioned. So they're doing some kind of a not necessarily a mall, but a little like a lifestyle type of center, which will have retail, and some of that, from what I can gather, is going to be open to the public. It's going to have a Tesla diner, and that one's going to be open to the public, so you can take your family out there. And Tesla diner, this will be the second one. The original one is in LA, and again, it'll have a nice space theme to it. And then housing, they're developing housing out there. I know we hear there's different contractors now moving into town, because of the housing opportunities, construction wise, not just out at Starbase, but also in the Brownsville area. And then the actual rocket factory and the launch pad, there's always construction there, but they are building the Gigabay, and that is currently under construction. And that facility, it's a $600+ million facility, and that is going to house, store 24 of the Starship rockets. Because remember, this is their workhorse as far as manufacturing. This is where they are building the Starship rocket. Not that all of those are going to be launched here, but a lot of those are going to be for export. And so from here through our port, they'll be exporting that to different parts of the U.S. So again, that's true economic development as far as using your local workforce, building something, and for export. So, in that one building, the Gigabay, because the two big buildings you see, those are the mega bays out there. The Gigabay is going to be larger than, I think it's called the UAV building. It's the whenever you see like space movies or sci-fi movies, and Cape Canaveral, you see that large building they used to house the Artemis rocket and the space shuttle.
Yeah, okay.
The NASA flag and the U.S. flag.
Mm-hmm.
This building is going to be bigger than that one.
Amazing.
And that building, by volume, the one in Florida, is the largest building in the world. So the fact that this one's going to be bigger, we can officially say the largest building in the world by volume is under construction here in the Brownsville area.
Okay, people, take a second, pinch yourself. This is the real Grand Valley we're talking about. This is Brownsville we're talking about. Yeah,
exactly.
That's amazing. Gilbert Salinas, economic development for Brownsville. Before, I know there's other big stuff. Real quick, like in 30 seconds, panels, materials, beams, lifts, generators, everything that goes into that massive facility and other construction at the port. Like, where do we find that? Is that being trucked in? Is it coming in through the intercoastal waterway? Because that's a lot of material to build for SpaceX and then nearby for LNG and everything else that's taking place nearby.
And remember, it's not one LNG, it's 2 LNG plants. The one you see out there is just the first one. There's still a second plant by a different company that's going to be under construction. So it's coming in from all different places, definitely through the port. A lot of trucks that are coming into our community and through our town with materials. And then, like I mentioned right now, contractors. You are getting a lot of suppliers. Usually you've got the SpaceXs of the world up here, right? And you have your tier 1 suppliers, then tier 2, tier 3s that supply.
Okay.
And then your vendors and ancillary businesses. So we're getting a lot of your suppliers, but then also a lot of the vendors and contractors are moving into the area. And I know like our rental market it's through the roof right now, no pun intended, but just because of the people that are moving in. I think the latest stat that we had is for every one person that leaves Brownsville, 3 are moving in. And that has never, ever happened in, at least since I can remember. And I'm a dinosaur. I've been around a while.
Project Alpha, update on that.
So that is obviously can't say much about it. That is a project that's being that's at the Port of Brownsville, being driven by them. Both ourselves and Cameron County are supporting where we can on that project, working as a team in addition to the governor's office. And that is, I'd like to say that we thought we had seen it all with SpaceX and with the LNG plants, but no, now comes, this third massive transformational project, which is actually generational as far as its impact. And it's $3+ billion in capital investment. But here's the kicker. It's 10,000 jobs over the next 10 years. So we actually just met with a company this week again, as we have been meeting with them lately. And we're hopeful that an announcement might be made here sometime in the next 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
And the one thing that I will say is that, again, we're going to have more people moving in and there's going to be more opportunities for our local people. But because of what they do, which is, it's defense, it's advanced manufacturing, it's tech, it's AI, this, not just Brownsville, but this region, the Rio Grande Valley, is quickly now becoming, there's an opportunity for us to now become the capital of space and defense.
That's amazing.
Let me repeat that.
Yeah.
The capital of space and defense.
That is mind blowing.
Who can say that?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So that's what this project now.
Yeah.
Is that we have energy, we have space. AI is a huge component of everything that's happening right now. So we're quickly becoming that. So using that as a segue to regionalism.
Yes, sir.
We just met with, we met with the Hidalgo County judge a few months ago, and actually it was over the holidays. And as we were working this project, we said, Judge, we're going to need, we need some help. We need some help because, and we're not embarrassed or ashamed to ask for help. We need help because this project is transformational and it's going to require everybody in the valley to come in and help us with it. So whether the announcement is made or not, and we're hopeful that it is, then the real job begins. Let's just say they say, okay, we're coming down to Brownsville. Now you're talking about the suppliers and the workforce. That's where the real work begins. So this is going to draw from all the way from the San Antonio and Austin area. But I'm selfish. I want everybody within our 4-county region to get those opportunities first. And that's exactly what it is. It's not a handout, but an opportunity at a very good paying job. Or if you're a small business owner, a vendor, or a supplier, here's your opportunity. In addition to doing work for a SpaceX or the LNGs that we have here. And I think we had about, I'd say about 20 of the EDCs that were there from throughout the valley. And we kind of said, here's where all these projects are at, but here's where this one project is at. We need your help. And sure enough, afterward, we had some very good discussions. They reached out because there's opportunities for them as well. And remember, some of these suppliers, like we've seen with SpaceX, which we might be making an announcement very soon in the next 30 days, another tier 1 supplier for SpaceX, about 400 jobs, 300,000 square feet of space, another $100+ million. That's a supplier. So this company coming in, that's what I was trying to drive home with the different EDCs, is those are suppliers for you guys.
Yeah.
$100-200 million operations with 400 to 500 jobs. So there was a lot of excitement in the room, and I think for the first time in a long time, I could say like everybody was there and said, "All right, all hands on deck. Let's make this place. Let's start calling ourselves the capital of space and defense."
And we would need to put the synergy that we actually see now. For example, and I'll go back to what MXLAN is about to announce. They had been training with South Texas College, just as an example. They've been training for a while. The folks that might be on the ground, hit the ground running, and they will be hiring these people. So I would imagine that we would see, and thankfully, we do have that synergy. We just need to put it on steroids so that either the Texas Southmost College or University, UTRGV, and TSDC and A&M with that training center, that we maybe, or I don't know what the skill set is. Maybe get a 12 or 24 month path at high schools, so that our kids, our families, can take in those jobs and provide the manpower for those jobs. If we do get that defense-related shipbuilder down here, which I think it's going to happen. It has to happen. In a comment with the chief over at the port, America is way behind China when it comes to putting ships in the water. We got to catch up for national security reasons. Those are jobs that must happen for self-defense. So everything's pointing in the right direction for this thing.
Yeah, I think, without getting too much into the geopolitics, I think the last time we saw the United States crank out all these different kinds of ships was 1945. And other countries have, stepped up their production. So there is a huge need right now, and somewhat a sense of urgency as well. So,
yes,
and if it means it gets built in Brownsville, Texas, then we'll get it done.
I got an idea for our next broadcast, Lord willing, if we get a chance to go down to Brownsville and chat with you for a while with some of the other leaders in the area. I described SpaceX as a teenager. You look at them the following morning, they grew a couple of inches. Like, well, I don't think we did a quinceañera for no, we should cater, get some cake, put some tables out there. Just, hey, what are you guys doing? Yeah, we're celebrating quinceañera because we missed it, and bring a dress and see if we can.
That's a good one, Sergio. Good one.
I did silly. All right. A continued success, Gilbert. Thank you for joining us today.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt. Talking about quinceañeras.
Yeah.
Exactly today, it's my son's birthday. 15 years ago today, I got the phone call.
Quinceañero. He's a quinceañero today. Oh, happy birthday.
No. SpaceX. I got the call 15 years ago today. 15 years ago for about the project.
I thought you were talking about your son. Oh, today, 15 years ago is when you got the call.
Exactly.
Well, okay.
Like I said, I always worry you're looking at my notes.
well, that's yeah. We definitely need to do that part again. Yeah. I'm always a big fan of cake. Yeah. Let's do it. All right. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
And go get him. And your success will be our success. Thank you, Gilbert. Gilbert Salinas is Director of Economic Development for Brownsville.
History is unfolding, and you're listening to it on